extending yourself to attend our sessions. So I just now I was mentioning that. So we recently just completed Bhakti Vaibhav, systematic study of the first six cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the request of our Bhakti Vaibhav students, and we are trying to continue from seventh canto onwards. So this will not be a course kind of thing. So there won't be any exams, assignments, etc. So this is just to study and absorb ourselves in the teachings and the pastimes of Bhagavatam. So that's why we have opened this invitation to all the devotees so that many devotees can join, so that both the speaker and the hearers, audience, both will be enthusiastic to do the study of Bhagavatam. Anyway, we are doing, let more and more devotees get benefited. That is the whole idea. So now, since the, the festival season is going on, just few days back we had Julan Yatra, followed by Balaram Jayanti, followed by Janmashtami, and then we are about to have Radhashtami, and then eventually Bhadra Purnima. In between, we also have Vamana Dvadashi, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's appearance day, etc. So many festivals are there. So I thought before beginning seventh canto, just these 2 weeks, we will prepare ourselves by trying to discuss about the wonderful appearance of Srimati Radharani, which is very closely connected with the appearance of Lord Balramji and Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. These three are very closely connected to each other. So today we'll be discussing about that aspect, and also we'll discuss some tattva aspect also. May not be so many pastimes of Srimati Radharani. For pastimes and all, you may have to wait till Wednesday, wherein on the festival day, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj will explain the various pastimes of Srimati Radharani. We don't have any qualification to discuss, but we briefly touch upon the way the circumstances in which the appearance of Lord Balramji, Lord Krishna, and Srimati Radharani took place. It is very interesting. Though we can study Krishna book, we can study Bhagavatam, but there are some things which are not directly mentioned in the Krishna book or Bhagavatam. And when we put those things also along with what we regularly read, the whole thing becomes sweeter and uh, more fascinating, and that will help us appreciate the way things are happening, the the special significance of these personalities, etc., etc. So something like that. And also next week, we will also. I mean, next week we'll be discussing about it in more detail. But just to give you an understanding, so the day after Radhashtami, of course, Radharani appeared and Lord Krishna also appeared. They performed fastness for 125 years and they disappeared. And afterwards, the Pandavas made Parikshit Maharaj as the king. Parikshit Maharaj, when he became king, he was 36 years old, or 35 years old, in fact, so to say, 35, 36 years old. Then he ruled for 25 years. He just ruled only for 25 years. Yudhishthir Maharaj, after Mahabharat battle, he ruled for 35 years. And then Parikshit Maharaj ruled for 25 years. And afterwards, he was cursed to die in 7 days. Yes. And to be more precise, I don't take it as a negative connotation, but it's all Lord's desire. The curse took place either on Radhashtami or one day before Radhashtami. So if the curse took place on Radhashtami, Parikshit Maharaj came home in the noontime. He was feeling very hungry and thirsty, and he went to Shamika Muni's ashram, Shamika Rishi's ashram. Shamika Rishi did not respond because he was in deep meditation. So Parikshit Maharaj felt sad, and he put a snake, dead snake, as a garland upon the neck of Shamika Rishi, and he came home. And in the late afternoon, when Shringi came to know from his classmates, from his friends, that one king came and put a dead snake across your father, Shringi, without understanding the consequences, he immediately pronounced a curse out of his immaturity that whoever it is, that the impudent one should die in 7 days. He put a dead snake across the neck of my father. He should be bitten by a live snake and should become die. He should become dead. Something like that. Some connection to what Parikshit Maharaj did. So the news came to Parikshit Maharaj next day, or the day night, or next day early in the morning, we can say, whichever day. So as soon as Parikshit Maharaj came to know about the news, the more appropriately next day early morning, so Parikshit Maharaj made his son Janamejaya the next king, and he went and took shelter of the bank of Ganga. So he had 7 days from Ashtami, Navami, Dashmi, Ekadashi, Dwadashi, Trayadashi, Chaturdashi, and Purnima. So 7 days are there. So starting from Navami all the way up to Purnima, Parikshit Maharaj heard the entire Bhagavatam, both day and night for 7 days. On the Paurnami, that is Bhadra Shukla Paurnami, Srila Sukadeva Goswami completed the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam and left from that place, instructing, my dear Parikshit, whatever you have heard, meditate upon that, and you will attain your cherished desire. So, meditating upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, meditating upon the wonderful, sweet pastimes of Lord Krishna, and beautiful form of Lord Krishna, and wonderful qualities of Lord Krishna, Parikshit Maharaj gave up his body and went back to spiritual world. Then, as soon as he was giving up his body, on the other side, Takshaka came and bitten the dead body of Parikshit Maharaj. As a result of that, the dead body of Parikshit Maharaj, the poison was so powerful, it immediately burned to ashes. So that took place on Bhadra Purnima. Of course, from the negative side, Parikshit Maharaj was beaten by the dead snake and his body burned to ashes. But on the positive side, Parikshit Maharaj went back to Godhead. And that we celebrate now as Bhadra Purnima. On that occasion, our devotees also try to distribute Bhagavatam sets, etc. etc. But in any case, now the thing is, everything started on Radhashtami. On the day of Radhashtami, the Supreme Lord orchestrated that Parikshit Maharaj should be cursed to die in 7 days. As a result of that, the transcendental expansion of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is Mahabhava Swarupini. Her expansion is Bhakti. And that Bhakti is hidden in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. That Bhakti kept secretly within the pages, within the teachings and within the pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam. Until then, the Bhagavatam was only known to important people. Not everyone knows Bhagavatam completely. It was only discussed among the highly elevated beings like Lord Narayana and Brahma, Brahma and Narada, Narada and Vyasa, Lord Sankarsana and four Kumaras and Sankhya Muni and Parashara and Brihaspati and Parashara and Maitreya, like that. And Maitreya spoke to Vidura. When Maitreya was discussing Bhagavatam to Vidura, only one audience, one speaker, one audience. Now no one was there. Now, for the first time in the history, the Bhagavatam was publicly spoken, wherein Parikshit Maharaj was hearing that the principal attendant, Sukadeva Goswami speaking, and the entire assembly of the sages among the Devatas, Devarshi, among Brahmanas, Brahmarshi, the sages among the kings, Rajarshis, and also many kings, saintly kings, and common people, and everyone, all the variety of people who are interested in Bhagavatam, they were all seated in that assembly and everyone was hearing. And afterwards, many such gatherings also took place. Immediately after this gathering, there was another gathering that took place in Naimisharanya, wherein Sutta Goswami, who heard the same Bhagavatam along with Parikshit Maharaj from Sukadeva Goswami, spoke to the sages of Naimisharanya. And from there on, it was coming all the way till now. Even today also people uh, congregate in thousands for a Bhagavad Sapta. So that parampara is started by Sukadeva Goswami and continuing. So, but there two things are connected. One is Bhagavatam. Second, the Bhagavatam is expansion of Bhakti, and Bhakti is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So, in that way, we will try to understand about little bit Srimati Radharani, how her appearance is there, and also next week we will discuss about what is that secretly hidden in that Bhagavatam. What is that? Why is that Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna inspired Shemika Rishi and Shringi to act the way they acted. That Shemika Rishi did not respond to Parikshit Maharaj, and Shringi over responded by cursing Parikshit Maharaj to die in 7 days. In any case, both of them are simply instruments of the Supreme Lord for manifesting Bhagavatam publicly, so that all of us can know Bhagavatam. Otherwise, if that was not the case, the Bhagavatam would have been discussed only among the small circles, like only the six Goswamis would have been discussing among themselves, or people like six Goswamis might be discussing among themselves. It may not be available to all the people. It became available to all the people because of this particular event, which took place on the same day of Srimati Radharani's appearance. Years back, Srimati Radharani herself appeared, and years later, Srimati Radharani's transcendental expansion, the Srimad Bhagavatam, also appeared on the same day, same tithi of Radhashtami. So, like that. So, keeping this in mind, so today we will discuss about Srimati Radharani's appearance. But though I might have put the title as Srimati Radharani's appearance, but we will be discussing about Lord Krishna's appearance only for the 2 hours. In the last 1 hour, we may discuss about Radharani, because Radharani's appearance is not disconnected from that of Lord Krishna. Both are very closely interconnected. So, though Janmashtami is already over, though all of you must have heard from the many speakers or from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in the temple, also in your regular congregation programs where Janmashtami festivals are conducted, etc. But it is a kind of recap once again. Don't we'll go quickly only, and don't think that we are simply hearing again and again same thing. So Krishna Katha is like nectar. The more we drink, we should be anchoring for more. So in that way. So thank you. So again, would like to welcome all the devotees who just now joined. So thank you very much for joining this group, and we'll be discussing Bhagavatam slowly, step by step. So let's get in, and request one of one of the devotee to unmute and repeat after me, and all other devotees can sing along with that devotee. Maybe keeping yourself muted, but one devotee can unmute and repeat after me. Anayaradito nunam
अनयाराधितनूनु
Bhagavan Haririshwaraha
भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः
Yenno Vihaya Govinda
यन्नो विहाय गोविन्द
Prito Yam Anayadraha
प्रीतोयाम् अनयद्रः
Anayaradito nunam
अनयाराधितनूनं नूनुनं
Bhagavan Haririshwaraha
भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः
Yenno Vihaya Govinda
यन्नो विहाय गोविन्द
Prito Yam Anayadraha.
प्रीतोयाम् अनयद्रः.
Maybe 2 3 other devotees you can repeat just like we do in the Bhagavatam class in the temple.
Anayaradhito nunam bhagavan.
Anayarad you say and we'll repeat after you. Yeah.
Okay. Anayaradhito nunam
Anayaradito nunam
bhagavan haririshvara
Bhagavan Haririshwaraha
yanno vihaya govinda
Yenno Vihaya Govinda
pritoyam anayadraha.
Prito Yam Anayadraha.
अनयाराधितो नूनं
Anayaradito nunam
भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः
Bhagavan Haririshwaraha
यन्नो विहाय गोविन्द
Yenno Vihaya Govinda
प्रीतो याम् अनयाद्रः.
Prito Yam Anayadraha. Anyone last?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanapradam.
Yes.
Anyaradhito nunam
Anayaradito nunam
Bhagwan Haririshwaraha
Bhagavan Haririshwaraha
Yanno Vihaya Govinda
यन्नो विहाय गोविन्द
प्रीतोऽयम् अन्यराहः
प्रीतोऽयम् अनयद्रः. Thank you. Someone else, please read the translation.
The gopis said, "Certainly, Lord." Continue, Mataji.
Shvetaganga Mataji, you can continue.
The gopis said, "Certainly, Lord Narayan Bhagwan, who takes away the sorrow of the devotees and who is capable of fulfilling their desires, has been worshipped by this fortunate woman. But he has not been worshipped by us. So after rejecting us, he has run away alone with her."
If you see, though Srimad Bhagavatam is an expansion of Srimati Radharani, but her name is never used in the Bhagavatam. Out of 18,000 shlokas, out of 12 cantos, out of 100 different variety of pastimes, nowhere in any shloka does directly mention Srimati Radharani's name. This is the only shloka where indirectly her name is mentioned. Anaya Radito, Aradita. So that one particular word hints that this gopi was Srimati Radharani. Of course, Acharyas have explained all the pastimes. We know from the pastimes, but within the shloka itself, nowhere her name is mentioned. Even during the Brahmara Gita episode, some gopi said like that. That's how it is mentioned. Who was that some gopi? Acharyas have to tell us. So here, why it is so? So it is said that the gopis in the Suhrut Paksha, the friendly group, such as Lalita, Vishaka, they recognized the footprints of Srimati Radharani and were internally enlivened. Of course, on the Sharat Purnima, which is very soon approaching, Sharat Purnima, Deepavali is on 1st November, Sharat Purnima would be appropriately October 15th or something like that, 15 days before Diwali. So that was the day. On the night, late in the night, Lord Krishna played on his flute, inviting all the gopis to come to the bank of Yamuna where they can dance. So that is where all the gopis went, and Lord Krishna started dancing with the gopis. And after some time, the gopis were thinking themselves to be most fortunate. So when they are thinking that they are the most fortunate, Lord Krishna disappeared from them. Having disappeared from their vision, Lord Krishna went to a far distant with one gopi, and he also danced with that gopi for some time. And now that gopi was feeling the most fortunate. Even though Krishna left other gopis but did not leave me, he is with me. That means I am the most fortunate of the most fortunate. So then Lord Krishna left her also, and she was crying. In the meantime, when Krishna left the other gopi, all other gopis with this one gopi to a far distant, all these gopis were searching for Krishna. But eventually, when came to this place, they found this gopi crying loudly. Like, I was thinking that I am the most fortunate, but I am also like other gopis. Krishna even left me alone. So that is where some gopis recognized that this gopi is so far so special. She served the Supreme Lord in a special way. That's why, even though the Lord left all of us, but Lord still be with her for some more time, some extra time. So, but this verse is spoken by Lalita. That's what our Acharya say. The gopis in Suhrut Paksha, of course, among the gopis there are Sapaksha, Vipaksha, Apaksha, something like that is there. So the Suhrut Paksha means the gopis who are friendly to Radharani. There is one group of Radharani's group, there is one group of Chandravali group, there is third group also. So they are called as Vama Paksha, Dakshina Paksha, and Apaksha. So this is actually Suhrut Paksha or Supaksha. Their mentality is, they say that Krishna is mine. These gopis strongly they say that, they proclaim that Krishna is ours. Krishna belong to us. Like that they say. And Chandravali's group they say that we belong to Krishna. Like they don't demand that Krishna is ours, but they say that they are submissively say that we belong to Krishna. and there is another paksha, apaksha. They are neutral. They neither say that Krishna belongs to us, they nor say that we belong to Krishna. They say that, okay, whatever is required, we will do it. If Krishna says do this, we'll do that. Krishna says do that, we'll do. If you gopis say that do this, we'll do. And we listen to everyone. Whatever Krishna says, whatever other gopis say. And Supaksha gopis say that whatever we say, Krishna should listen. And Vipaksha gopi, they say that whatever Krishna says, we will do. So that's how their mentality. So in that way. So then this Lalita belongs to Radharani's group. So she recognized that the footprints on the pathway, they saw Krishna's footprints and other Radharani's footprints also. And they anyway they know about Krishna's footprints along with the Radharani footprints they recognized, and they said that since they were amongst many different kinds of gopis, they pretended externally not to recognize those footprints. Without mentioning Radharani's name, they joyfully declared her good fortune in this verse. Even before approaching Radharani, where she was crying alone after Lord Krishna's departure, her disappearance. So on the way only they recognized that Krishna walked on this pathway along with Radharani, but they did not tell the name of Radharani because every gopi is searching for Krishna. In that group, there are Vipaksha and Apaksha gopis also there. So they did not want to harm their sentiments. So instead of mentioning the name, they said that some gopi, this gopi must have worshipped there. That's what they are saying that. With Lalita Vishaka, they are saying that certainly Lord Narayana, who takes away the sorrow of the devotees and who is capable of fulfilling their desires, has been worshipped by this fortunate gopi. But he has not been worshipped by us to the same extent. Thus, he rejected us and he ran away with this one gopi. We are far distant. That's why we are able to see both the footprints, Krishna's footprints and that special gopi's footprints. So, how did they recognize the footprints of that special gopi? So, this is the footprint of that special gopi. That special gopi had two legs, right leg and so this is left leg and right leg. And what are the symbols that are there on the left leg are mentioned here. Somebody can read. One of you can read. Unmute. Quick.
Conch, Hare Krishna. Conch is there, club is there.
No,
Chav-
no. You read the translation.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
read the
sorry.
text.
Text 28. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. From here, at the base of the large one toe of Shriman Radharani, left foot is mark of a barley corn. Below that mark is a disc. Below the disc is an umbrella, and below the umbrella is a bracelet. A vertical line extended from the middle of Radharani's foot to the juncture of a large and the second toes. At the base of the middle one toe is a lotus. Below that is a flag with a banner, and below the flag is creeper and together with a flower. At the base of Radharani's small toe is an elephant goat, and upon her heel is a half moon. Thus, there are 11 marks on Radharani's foot. Sri Ujjwala Nilamani by Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna.
See, everything is very meticulously mentioned. What are the symbols that all the gopis saw in the footprint of Srimati Radharani? These are all the different things that they say. So seeing all these things, they recognized, okay, this is Srimati Radharani. So this is for left foot. Then right foot also has some symbols. Somebody else please read quickly.
At the base of the large toe of Radharani's right foot is a conch shell, and below that is a spear. At the base of a small toe of Radharani's right foot is a sacrificial altar. Below that, an earring, and below the earring, a spear. Along the base of the second, third, fourth, and small toe is the mark of a mountain, below which is a chariot, and on the heel is fish. Thus, altogether, there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Srimati Radharani's lotus fish.
Yeah. So here is the spear. This is actually mace that is also called as spear there. So that is the only difference. So like that, some symbols on the left foot, some symbols on the right foot. These are all the wonderful symbols that are there in Srimati Radharani. So this is how they recognized that special gopi was Radharani. On the day of Radhashtami, that is the only day, one day in the entire year, we get to see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Otherwise, throughout the year, our lotus feet are completely covered. So that was some introduction to get into the discussion about Srimati Radharani. So now we'll get into 10th canto. So in order to discuss the appearance of Srimati Radharani, we needed to discuss about the appearance of Sri Krishna. In order to discuss the appearance of Sri Krishna, we need to discuss the appearance of Balramji. And in order to discuss the appearance of Balramji, we need to discuss the circumstances under which they appeared. So all those things, so etc. In that way, it is all connected. So here, there is one more verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shakti Rasmad. Ekatmanav Api Bhuvi Puri Pura Deha Bedam Gatautau. Chaitanyakyam Prakatamaduna Tam Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam. Radha Krishna Bhava Jyoti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So this is about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. But in any case, before that, it is all talking about Tattva. By a particular function of the Chit Shakti, by the great power known as Prema, the one supreme Tattva, the one absolute truth, remains divided into two parts without beginning in time. When it happened, where it happened, we don't know. So the one absolute truth, in order to experience Rasa, or experience Ananda, or experience Prema, divided into two parts. So what are the two parts? The first part is bliss with six powers. That bliss with six powers is known as Bhagavan. That is the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is called as Vishaya. And then the second part is the pure bliss, the Premananda itself. The topmost devotee Srimati Radharani. She is Ashraya. So generally we say that the Supreme Lord is Atmarama. Some of the devotees also we say that they are Atmaramas. That means they don't need anything from outside to be happy. They are self-satisfied. They can enjoy within themselves. But Lord Krishna was like that. He can enjoy within himself, but he was not feeling happy. So I mean, apne aap se kya enjoy karenge? So he wanted to have someone who can give the enjoyment to him. So that personified form of Ananda appeared in the form of Srimati Radharani. And she became Ashraya. Ashraya means Lord Krishna, who want to enjoy, takes shelter of Srimati Radharani. Because Srimati Radharani is the giver of Ananda. Because she is Premananda Murti. Because she is the Ananda Murti, she can give Ananda to anybody. So like that, in spite of having the six opulences, Lord Krishna is looking for Ananda. That Ananda he can only get from Srimati Radharani. Here Lord Krishna becomes Vishaya, looking for happiness. And Srimati Radharani is Ashraya, who is awarding that happiness, who is awarding that Ananda. So in that way. Then again by four functions of his Prema, the second Tattva divided into four rasas. Of course, though Srimati Radharani is Prema Murti and Ananda Murti, but she provides that Prema in four flavors. Dasya Prema, Sakya Prema, Vasalya Prema and Madhurya Prema. Or Dasya Ananda, Sakya Ananda, Vasalya Ananda and Madhurya Ananda. That means she primarily expands Krishna expands himself into Radharani and Radharani expands herself into four rasas. Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya and Madhurya. So in these four ways, she continuously endeavors to give Ananda to Lord Krishna. And she continuously empowers the devotees to give Ananda to Lord Krishna in these four rasas. If at all anybody has any glimpse of these rasas, that any trace of a desire to serve the Lord in one of these four rasas, that means they are specifically empowered by Srimati Radharani so that they can serve Krishna and give small Ananda, a particle of Ananda to Lord Krishna, which was the main purpose of the manifestation of Srimati Radharani. So like that. So this is the tattva behind Srimati Radharani. So that's why.
Hare
So
Krishna.
here, one second.
Prabhuji, sorry to disturb. Prabhuji, will be sharing the PPT for this lecture.
Why you want PPT? You will get the class, no?
Okay.
Prabhuji will be sharing the recording.
Recording will be shared.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So now Srimati Radharani is Ashraya, providing the Ananda to Lord Krishna, or providing the Prema in Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya and Madhurya Rasas. So now Lord Krishna is receiving this Prema or receiving this Ananda from given by Srimati Radharani and her expansions, all the four category of devotees. So Lord Krishna is only relishing for so long. He is relishing, and he thinks, so just by relishing only I am experiencing this much happiness. Then what to speak of the other party by giving it to me? How much they are experiencing? How much happiness they are experiencing? So Lord Krishna wanted to have that experience of giving this rasa to Krishna or giving this ananda to Krishna. For that, Lord Krishna came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Radha Bhava Dviti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Though he is Krishna, but he came in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Because unless until one is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, at the giver, one cannot experience the happiness of giving. So Lord Krishna is only having the happiness of receiving till now. The first time in the history, he wanted to experience the happiness of giving. So in that way. So from that point of view, Krishna is always in the receiver end, and the devotees can be on the side of giving end. Otherwise, normally in India, when all the pious people of India, when they go to temple, they keep asking Krishna, Krishna, give me, give me, give me, give me. That means we are trying to take the position of Krishna, where Krishna is also taking from Radharani and our expansions, all the devotees. So when we also go to Krishna or anybody, any superior deities, for example, today is Ganesh Chaturthi, by the way of, so this is my heartfelt Shubhkamna on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. May Lord Ganesha, who is empowered by Lord Narsingadev, can remove obstacles in our practice of bhakti and help us practice our bhakti more enthusiasm, more eagerness, and more surrender. So we can pray to Ganeshji, who is specifically empowered by Narsingadev, so that he can remove the so-called obstacles in our lives. So like that. This whole Ganesh Chaturthi also people come to Ganeshji and they ask, I mean, a problem hai nikalo, wo problem hai nikalo, a problem, like that. So in relation to the material world, material existence only, we generally ask solutions for all our problems, or some asking for some special miracle that should take place in our life, etc. That means we are taking the position of Krishna. If Krishna wants, similarly we also want something, either from Krishna or from anybody else. So the role where we want to take something from others is Krishna's role. And the role without anticipating any return, just giving, is the role of Srimati Radharani. So we only have two options, Srimati Radharani's party or Krishna's party, receiving party or giving party. So kindly make your option or make your selection wisely. So like that. So now the the one absolute truth is always one, But that one absolute truth has three aspects: Sat, Chit, Ananda. So what do you mean by Sat, Chit, Ananda? Sat means Sandhini Shakti. Sandhini Shakti talks about Sambandha Jnana that is given by Guru Tattva. Chit means Samvit Shakti. It talks about Abhideya Jnana, the knowledge about Abhideya Tattva. And third one is Ananda. It is made up of Ladini Shakti. It indicates Prayojana Tattva. Sat Chit Ananda, Sandhini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, Ladini Shakti, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha is Guru Tattva, Abhideya is the knowledge about Bhakti, and Prayojana is Krishna Prema. It's like that. So now, okay, before getting into it, now the one absolute truth has three qualities, and these three qualities are represented by three personalities. This is Lord Krishna, this is Srimati Radharani, and this is Balaramji. Balaramji represents Sat potency, Krishna represents Chit potency, and Srimati Radharani represents Ananda potency. So, in that way. Then, what do you mean by Sat potency represented by Balaramji? It is Balaramji expands into Swamsha and Vibhinnamsha. So, it is Balaramji expands into first quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Balaramji is the personality of Goloka Vrindavan, and the first quadruple expansion are the personalities of Madura and Dwaraka. In Madura and Dwaraka, we have the first quadruple expansions: Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And this Sankarshana is also called as Maha Sankarshana, because there are many more Sankarshanas afterwards also, but he is the Maha Sankarshana. And that Maha Sankarshana expands as Mahanarayana, and that Mahanarayana expands as all the Vishnus who are there in unlimited Vaikunthas. In Vaikunthas, we have Nrasimha, Vamana, Hayagriva, Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, etc. They are all expansions of Mahanarayana. And the same Mahanarayana further expands into second quadruple expansion. Again, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Ruddha, who are located on the four corners of or four sides of all unlimited Vaikuntha lokas. So in the middle there is Goloka Vrindavan, surrounding Goloka there is Madura, surrounding Madura there is Dwaraka, surrounding Dwaraka there are unlimited Vaikuntha planets, and surrounding or protecting all the Vaikuntha planets, in the four directions, east, west, north, south, there are four rupas. They are the second quadruple expansion: Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Ruddha. And this second Sankarshana expands as Karnadakshaya Vishnu, and second Pradyumna expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and second Aniruddha expands as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and also he expands as second Sankarshana expands as Shesha, with acting as bed, seat, shoes, umbrella, and chamara. All these things are all. So wherever Lord is there, whether in Vaikuntha or in any place, they all these things in which Lord uses, they are all expansion of Sankarshana. Whose expansion is Shesha. Shesha expands as bed, and the Shesha. Seat, the Simhasan. The shoes, the Paduka. Umbrella. Umbrella is umbrella, which the white umbrella which is there on the heart, and Chamara. All these are expansions of Sat potency, that is Balaramji. So Balaramji himself expands into all these avatars, and Balaramji himself expands into all the paraphernalia, and also the abode. One thing is not mentioned here is the abode also is an expansion of Balaramji. Whether it may be Goloka Vrindavan, it may be Madura, Dwaraka, Vaikuntha Loka, they are all expansion of Balaramji. Now, and that Balaramji's expansions are Karnadakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and they also create means their potentials are expanding in the form of unlimited material universes. They are also expansion of Balaramji. Why Balaramji is expanding into all these different forms? To provide the pastime places for Lord Krishna. The purpose is to give Ananda or to give Prema to Lord Krishna by expanding himself into unlimited features. And in the material world and in the spiritual worlds where all these avatars are there, we need all the living entities. Why avatars will do? What they will do without any associates? So all the associates, all the jivas are also expansion of Balramji. They are called as Vibhinamshas. So in order to provide the satisfaction to Supreme Lord, the Balramji expands into all these speech forms. All the Vaikuntha Vishnumurtis and the Vaikuntha Lokas and all the paraphernalia in the Vaikuntha Lokas, as well as all the material universes, material worlds, and all the living entities in the material world. They are all expansion of Balramji. This is all mainly meant for giving Ananda to Lord Krishna. And next, who is the Chit potency? Krishna himself possesses 4 unique aspects of sweetness: Rupa Madhurya, Leela Madhurya, Prema Madhurya, and Venu Madhurya. So these 4 things are distinguishing Lord Krishna from all these personalities. All these personalities are, though they are expansions of the same Balramji is an expansion of Krishna, but though they also possess same qualities as that of Krishna, but Krishna possesses 4 amazing qualities more than all these people. And also, Lord Krishna possesses 9 special Shaktis: Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yogamaya, Prahuvi, Satya, Ishana, Anugraha, which are also there with all these avatars. But these energies are there in full potency with Krishna. So like that we have to understand. Now, the third one, Ananda potency expands in the form of 4 rasas: Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya, and Madhurya. Any of these avatars, any of these jivas, whether in Vaikuntha or in the material world, if at all they possess any of Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya, Madhurya, that is nothing but Srimati Radharani. That rasa is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. The desire to serve the Lord in that rasa is an empowerment of Srimati Radharani. Because Balramji provides facilities, but Srimati Radharani uses those facilities to serve the Lord. Service is the prerogative of Srimati Radharani. So in that way. Then, further, in these rasas, as you go deeper and deeper, there are different stages. They are known as Sai Bhava, Vibhava, Anubhava, Sanchari Bhava, and Mahabhava, etc. etc. So, matlab, normally we hear that Ado Shraddha, Tata, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. After Prema starts Sai Bhava, then Vibhava, then Anubhava, Sanchari Bhava, and finally there is Mahabhava. And Mahabhava Swarupini is Srimati Radharani. All other devotees will stop somewhere here, but only Srimati Radharani at the pinnacle of exchange of rasa or deliverer of rasa to Lord Krishna. Mahabhava Swarupini. Okay, this one Krishna wants some Ananda. To give that Ananda, he expands himself into Balramji and Radharani. And these two, in order to give that Ananda to Krishna, expands into all these forms. So that Krishna who wants Ananda should be getting that Ananda without any interruption. So this is some connection to the Tattva aspect. So here we can see Sakya Rasa and then Madhurya Rasa. So all other rasas are there, but I will not put all the photos. So, but anyway, this is how the Lord is getting Ananda from Srimati Radharani and her expansions in the form of gopis and gopas and elderly Vrajavasis and all other Vrajavasis and all the cows, trees, peacocks, birds, Govardhan and Yamuna. They are all there to give Ananda to Lord Krishna. Whoever is making an endeavor to give Ananda to Lord Krishna are an expansion of Srimati Radharani, or they are empowered by Srimati Radharani. That's how we can understand. So that's why our Acharya say that actually we are not the devotees of Krishna, we are the devotees of Srimati Radharani. Because we should pray to Srimati Radharani to empower us, to give us the taste to serve Lord Krishna, the taste to give Lord Krishna. So it's like that you are a businessman and you are producing a product, and the product will be sold in the market. The buyer is Krishna. Hmm? So, but you are the producer, you are the manufacturer, you are the deliverer. That's why, in order to do it properly, in order to understand what kind of quality should be there in our production, we need to understand from Srimati Radharani. So we need to take shelter of Srimati Radharani to understand how to serve Lord, how to manufacture that object which will be purchased by Krishna. So like that. That's why they say that we are actually devotees of Srimati Radharani, not the devotees of Krishna. Our Acharyas say, and Acharyas can say, but not we. So like that. So these are some aspects of some tattva aspects of the Srimati Radharani along with Lord Krishna and Balramji. So before going further, before starting the pastime, which is all known to all of you, we'll quickly go through. But before that, anybody has any questions or any points to share as of now? Yes, you can unmute and ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
In that previous table you had showed us where Radharani is the Anand Shakti, she expands into rasas like Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. So in that prem stage, you mentioned Sthai Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav and all this. But doesn't prem also have this Sneha, Man and all those? Or what?
Yeah, they
like,
are also there. They are also there. There are many other aspects also, but they are on the horizontal level. These are on the vertical level.
So what does that mean, Prabhuji? Horizontal.
So, for example, at the prema level, Sai Bhava. The Sai Bhava is further divided into Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, etc. etc.
Okay.
In that, you go further deeper and deeper. There is Vibhava, Anubhava, Samsari
okay.
Bhava, and Mahabhava, etc.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, usually we, till now we used to understand that Radharani serves mainly in Madhurya Rasa. But today what you explained from that, whether it should be understood that those devotees who are serving in other rasas like Sakhya, Madhurya, Sakhya Vatsalya, like that, those devotees are also means they are able to serve in those rasas due to Radharani's empowerment. Otherwise, means this is this the right understanding?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. That service is, especially the service in these four rasas, in that intimacy, is, of course, in anywhere, the component of service is, what do you mean by service? What do you mean by seva?
Giving pleasure to the
Like giving. Purpose is to give pleasure, but service is, serving means you are serving others. That serving other is the prerogative of Srimati Radharani. That's why Lord Krishna explained to that Ashraya Tattva. Ashraya means you can give something to others. The other one is receiving. So in that way, whoever is trying to give to Krishna, they are all empowered by Srimati Radharani.
Okay, so to give that pleasure of exchanges between of Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, she empowers, but she herself serves the Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. That is how.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other devotees? Fine. If all other devotees are fine with our discussion, we'll move on. So now we'll try to go a little quickly now. This is all the pastime in relation to Lord Krishna only. All the devotees know about it very nicely. So before the beginning of Kali Yuga, some time back, the entire earth was overburdened by Asuric rulers. The rulers who have the mentality of Asuras. Just 2-3 minutes, I'll just to give you the background. So in Chakshusha Manvantara, of course, this Chakshusha Manvantara and all we discussed in our 6th canto, our Bhakti about devotees know, but anyway. So there was a pralaya. During that pralaya, Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Svargaloka, and Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. These 10 lokas are completely destroyed. No living entity is left. So during this sudden pralaya, Brahmaji was taking some rest. It is Acharya say that he was in a kind of sleepy state. As soon as he got up, 10 lokas are bereft of any living entity. So now he has to again fill those 10 lokas. He does not want to do it again. So he looked around. He saw Daksha Prajapati, who previously was the son of Brahma, who was a great Prajapati. But because of Daksha Yajna episode, wherein Sati burnt herself, and Lord Shiva sent Veerabhadra, who cut off the head of Daksha, and eventually Daksha got the goat head. He was not able to, he was not willing to live happily, and then he died. Eventually, then he appeared as a king, as the son of the 10 Prachetas, who is supposed to become the king of the Bhumandala, but he did not want to become the king. In order to regain his previous position as a Prajapati, he was performing Seva Tapasya. And Brahma came to him and said, my dear son, I'll make you Prajapati, best of Prajapatis, Daksha. And now, you please populate these 10 lokas on my behalf. Daksha Prajapati began to populate through his mystic potency, not going fastly. Then he went to Vindhya mountains, performed tapasya. Lord Vishnu appeared, and Lord Vishnu told him, oh, you want to populate? Yes, get married to her. Asikni, I suppose, and beget children. So married, 10,000 sons, sent to Gurukula. Narada Muni said, purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. They went to forest and went to back to Godhead. Daksha felt sad. Again produced 1,000 sons. They also went to Gurukula. And Narada Muni told the younger son, the younger brother supposed to follow in the footsteps of the elder brother. That is what the Dharma says. So they also went to forest to continue and go. They went back to Godhead. So Daksha was not happy. He cursed Narada Muni. Yeah, you are a mendicant. You want to make everyone mendicants? No one should become Gurus or what? Something like that. Then Brahma came, and Brahma's thing is that a population should be increased. The universe should be populated. Things are not happening. If Daksha want to do, and Narada Muni is not allowing. So Daksha came and told, then Brahma came and told, hey, my dear Daksha, don't beget sons, beget daughters. Daughters also can produce children and then populate the universe. So don't worry. There are already sages are there. Get your daughters married to great sages, and they'll beget children. So he got 60 daughters, out of which 17 were given in marriage to Kashyapa. 27 were given in marriage to Chandra. 10 were given in marriage to Dharma. And 2 were given into marriage to Krashava. 2 were given to Bhuta. And 2 were given to some other person, etc. Something like that. The 60 daughters were married. And Dharma, through his 10 wives, gave birth to different devatas. And Kashyapa, through his 17 wives, gave birth to different species. Later on, I have one slide. Kindly remember this. Who are all the different species were born to Kashyapa? I'll show that time. All the entities, like the insects, plants, birds, animals, human beings, Rakshasas, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Gandhas, Yakshas, and Devatas, Adityas, etc. Everyone was born. So, but everyone was born. One wife was did not have any children. That was who? Aditi. Not Aditi. Diti did not have any children. So, because 17 were married, out of 17, one did not have children, 16 had children. Obviously, she will feel very insecure and very sad, very bad. What fault I did? All my sisters have got wonderful sons, and some of them are Indra, some of them are Varuna, some of them are Vidata, this, that, Agni Devatas. They are all Vasu, some of them are Vasu, some of them are Vishu Devatas, some of them are this, that. They are positioned in a highly respectable post. And either I have a son or they have a position and they have the wealth. So what is this? Why I should not have children? Why my children should not have the same position like others? There is a competitive mentality, there is a comparative mentality, there is insecurity, there is hurt. When husband one day came to her home, she said, no way, I want children right away. Right now. Kashyapa said, wait till night. This is Sandhya time, is not good. Lord Shiva will be traveling with the Bhuta Prita Pishashas. He will do anything to us. Then she says, no way. Because you told this many times in the past also. You say we'll do it later on, we'll beget children after some time, but you will go away. You will never you never consider that I am also your wife. All my co-sisters have got children, and they are also big position in the big positions, and I don't have children. So she insisted that right now I want, because the reason is among the devatas, as soon as the mother and father come together, there is conception. In 48 minutes, within a muhurta time, the child is born. In another muhurta time, the child becomes youth. So, in that way, 1 second, just yeah. So they take birth in 48 minutes and they grow to youth, 16 years old, Kaishor Avastha, in other 48 minutes. So everything will happen instantly. So that's why she insisted. I mean, you may say, we will do it in the night, but you will go away. You will not come back again after for 1 year, 2 years. So no way right now. So she had children, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Because she was having the competitive mentality, comparative mentality, sons grew up very big, very huge. And immediately they went and defeated Indra, and Hiranyaksha defeated Indra and made his elder brother Hiranyaksha sit on the throne of Indra. Bas, okay. Whatever was the desire of Diti, fulfilled instantly. They were born, they grew up to youth, and they went to Sarga, they defeated Indra, they threw Indra away and sat on the throne. Overnight, government changed. So, but eventually, by the prayers, by the surrender of the Devatas, the Supreme Lord appeared as Varaha, killed Hiranyaksha. Supreme Lord appeared as Narasimha and killed Hiranyakashipu. Then the Indra became Indra. Of course, Prahlad was made the Raj king, but Prahlad told, my dear Indra, you rule Swarga, I rule Swarga. So Indra became Indra. But eventually, in due course of time, Prahlada's son, Virochana, when he was ruling over Swarga, some of the Asuras came and told, you know, the Swarga belongs to your grandfather. Your father, because of some craziness, he gave it to Devatas, but actually it belongs to you. So Virochana waged war against Swarga, defeated Indra, and he sat on the throne. So this time the Devatas made a plan that this Virochana, because he is son of Prahlad Maharaj, he is favorably inclined to the Brahmanas. Whenever Brahmana comes in front of them, he will give charity to the Brahmanas, whatever charity they ask. So some of the Devatas went in the form of a Brahmanas and they asked for a charity. Then he said, Virochana said, whatever charity you want, I will give. Then the Brahmana said, we want your head. So Virochana very happily cut off his neck and gave the head to the Devatas, who came in the form of Brahmanas. Again, Swarga became Indra's. So at that time, Virochana's son was Bali, who was in Gurukula, small boy. Eventually, he grew up. He completed his education. When he came back home after education is over, the very first day, the Asuras came and told, you know, your father was killed by the Devatas in a cheating way. You cannot tolerate this. So Bali Maharaj immediately went to Sarga and defeated Indra, sat on the throne of Indra. So then Devatas went to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu told, you make a truce and churn the ocean, get the nectar. As the power of the nectar, you become powerful to defeat Bali. Yes, Samudra Manthan. Lord appeared as various forms: Ajita, Kurma, Sastra, Bahu, and Dhanvantari, Mohini. Ultimately, the Devatas got nectar. Asuras were defeated. They were defeated to death. Narada Muni came and stopped the Devatas. Say, no, don't kill them. Defeated, na? Be happy with the defeat. Be happy with the victory and don't kill them. And all the Asuras with their mutilated bodily limbs, they were taken to Shukracharya. Shukracharya revived them, rejuvenated them by giving them medicine, and they became the disciples of Shukracharya. Eventually, Shukracharya performed a special yajna to make Bali victorious, and Bali became victorious. Indra fled away from Swarga and idhar-udhar bhatak rahe the. And then what? Shukracharya told, so my dear Bali, if you want to continue to be Indra, you need to perform 100 Ashwamedha yajnas. Perform 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The Devatas are roaming here and there, they can't do anything. The Devata's mother, Aditi, became concerned about this. She approached her husband, my dear husband, do something. Your sons are going here and there. In spite of being devoted to Supreme Lord, see their Durdasha for so many thousands of years, they don't have any place to stay. They don't have anything to eat. So Kashyapa told, what can be done? They are cunningly took away the life of Virochana. So they need to go through the reaction. That's why they are going through the action. For what facilities they killed Virochana unethically, and they have to suffer without having a shelter to stay, without having food to eat, and without any opulences. So, but anyway, so I cannot do anything. Only Lord Vishnu can do something. In order to please Lord Vishnu, you perform Payavrata. So Aditi performed Payavrata. So Lord Vishnu appeared. Lord Vishnu said, my dear mother, what I can do? So Aditi said, my dear Lord, a mother cannot be happy seeing her sons poverty stricken or shelterless. Please do something so that my sons can attain their positions back. Then Vamana, the Lord says that I cannot do anything right now because these Asuras are specially favored by their Guru, Shukracharya, and all the descendants of Bhrugu and all. Unless until the Brahmanas are displeased by them, by Bali, we cannot defeat the Devatas. So I need to play some trick so that the same Shukracharya will be displeased by Bali. As long as Shukracharya is pleased with Bali, no one can defeat him. Only when Shukracharya is displeased with Bali, there is some chance. So for that, I will appear as your son. And as your son, I will do the needful. If I go myself as Vishnu, that is not good. So I will come as your son and I will do something for my elder brothers. Something like that. Then Lord appeared as the son of Devaki and not Devaki, Aditi and Kashyapa at their 12th son. And when Bali Maharaj was performing the 100th sacrifice, Vamana went there and he asked some charity. Because they are coming in the line of Prahlad Maharaj, they have to give charity whatever is asked by the Brahmana. They can't say no. So Bali Maharaj said, my dear Brahmana boy, please ask for a charity. Vamana said, I want the place covered by 3 feet, 3 footsteps of mine. He was very clear. 3 footsteps of mine. So unka 3 footsteps hai. Brahmana boy ka. So Bali Maharaj said, what? You are speaking like the learned person, but you are asking for the meager things. 3 footsteps is nothing. You ask for the big things, I will give you. So Vamana said, no, I want that much only. And Shukracharya tells, hey, don't give the surety that this person is not ordinary person, this is Vishnu himself. Previously, the Devatas came in the disguised form of Brahmanas to cheat your father. Now Vishnu himself came disguising himself as a Brahmana to cheat you. Don't give charity like your grandfather. But Bali said, but what I can do? I am coming in the line of my great grandfather Prahlad. How can I say no to it? I have to give, no, my grandfather, not like my father, but my grandfather like Prahlad Maharaj. I need to give. Vishnu himself is coming. How can I say no? So I have to give. Then Shukracharya said that you are not listening to me. You are my disciple. It is by my endeavor you have become alive. It is because of me you have conquered Indra. It is because of me you are performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. It is because of me you are enjoying whatever you possess. And you are saying no to me. I'll curse you that whatever you gained because of me, you will lose everything. Something like that. So, yeah, sorry, some noise is coming. I muted. Okay. So, Bali said yes. Vamana took away everything. So again, Swarga becomes Indra's. So then Asuras thought that whatever we do, somehow or other, the Vishnu and Devatas are doing some trick and then getting back Swarga. So I think being Asuras, we are not able to get it. Let us become Rakshasas. So they became Rakshasas to win over Indra. Actually, they won also. They all became Rakshasas, and one of their Rakshasa women was Keshini. And they told Keshini, "Oh, my dear sister, please go and serve that great sage. That if you serve that great sage, when the great sage is pleased with you, and request that great sage to marry you and beget children, your son, who is appeared through the great sage, will be our leader, and we will get our Swarga back." Yes, Keshini went and served the sage so much for many decades. The sage was very happy, and sage said, "What do you want?" She said, "I want to marry you." So then sage cannot say no. Sage married her because she is coming from Asura lineage. She gave birth to Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and Surpanaka. The Asuras came and told, "So, my dear Ravana, Kumbhakarna, who are you? You are actually Hiranyakashipu. In your previous life, you defeated Indra just like that. So, Sarga belongs to you. So, do something." So, they immediately went and defeated Indra against Sarga theirs. So, Devatas again prayed to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu appeared as Ram and killed Hiranyakashipu. All this while they are thinking that in whichever form we come, the Devatas are doing something and Vishnu helping them, and both of them put together and they are defeating us and getting back the Swarga. The Devatas and Vishnu are getting survived because the human beings are worshipping the Lord and Devatas by performing yajna. As long as human beings perform the Devata worship and perform, as long as they study Vedas, as long as they protect the cows, as long as they perform yajna, all this Vedic culture they follow, the Devatas remain powerful, intellectual, and Vishnu will remain steady. And Vishnu will be always supporting Devatas only. If the moment we stop all these things, the Devatas become weak, the Vishnu become weak. So then they all appeared among the human beings as the rulers, and when ruler says no yajna, no yajna. So they became rulers. They stopped the performance of all the yajnas, the study of the Vedas, the protection of the cow, such kind of things and all. To a large extent. That's why Mother Earth says that, "My dear Lord Brahma," she approached Lord Brahma and said that in the form of a cow and said that, "I am overpowered by these asuras. Whatever I produce, that is supposed to be meant for serving the Lord, and that is meant for performing yajna, that is meant for worshipping the deity. But these Asuric kings are not allowing to do any of these things. They are simply usurping my wealth for their own sense gratification. Please do something." Then Brahma says, "I cannot do anything. Let us all go to Vishnu." So Devatas, along with the cow, they went to Kirasagara, they prayed to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu told, "So, my dear Brahma, tell all the Devatas to take birth in various dynasties, and very soon I am going to appear in Yadu dynasty. Let all of you Devatas appear among the Yadus and Vrishnis in order to assist in my pastimes." And Lord Brahma told whatever he heard from the Supreme Lord to all the Devatas. And he requested all the Devatas to take birth in the Vrishni, Yadu, and here and there. So eventually, all the Devatas were appearing in various forms. Shantanu, Ganga, Bhishma, and Pandavas, and this side in the Edu dynasty, all the kings They all appearing. The different devatas were appearing in different forms, etc. And the wives of devas also appeared in order to assist in those pastimes. Lord Sankarshna will appear as Baladeva before my appearance, and Vishnu Maya, that Yoga Maya and Mahamaya will also appear. Both Yoga Maya and Mahamaya will also appear. Brahma then returns. So Brahma conveyed all this information to Devatas. They said, okay, please do the needful. And Brahma went back to Satyaloka. So in the meantime, all the Devatas appeared here and there. One of the Devata appeared as Surasena. And Surasena had some 9-10 sons. One among them is Vasudeva. So Vasudeva married many girls here and there. But so when Vasudeva was, after completing his Gurukula education, he wanted to travel different countries. While traveling different countries, he was married to 11 girls. 11 marriages were already done. Finally, when he came back to Madura, which was the residence of the Yadavas and Surasena province, Surasena kings, etc. So finally, when Vasudeva came back, so Vasudeva's father wanted to get him married to the daughters of Devaka, because Surasena and Devaka were good friends. So Devaka had 7 daughters. So Surasena said, my son will marry all your 7 daughters. So they were all married together with Vasudeva. So as the gifts of marriage, Devaka gave all these wonderful gifts. 200 female assistants, because 7 daughters were going. So to take care of the 7 daughters, to be friends with them, 200 girls were sent along with them. 400 elephants, 10,000 horses, 1800 chariots. These were all the gifts were given to Vasudeva at the time of their marriage. So they were going to Vasudeva's marriage is over. In the evening, they are going back to Vasudeva's home. And Devaki and Vasudeva were seated in one chariot. Other girls were there in the other palanquins, other wives of Vasudeva. So Kamsa said, so Kamsa's father Ugrasena and Devaki's father Devaka, both were brothers. Ugrasena was eldest and Devaka was youngest. So in that sense, Kamsa was the cousin brother of Devaki. So he said, I will drive the chariot. So he was driving. So some details about this lineage. Here you can see. There was a king in this dynasty known as Devameda. He had 2 wives. So his father was Ajameda. Ajameda's son is Devameda. Devameda had 2 wives. One wife is coming from Kshatriya lineage, other wife is coming from Vaishya lineage. So through Kshatriya wife, her name is Marisha. So they had one son. Sorry, so her name is not there. So they had, through Kshatriya wife, he had one son, that is Shurasena. Because mother is Kshatrani, the son became Kshatriya. Here mother is wife, the son became Vaishya. Matrujati Pitrulakshan. After marriage, the son gets the Varna of the mother and the qualities of the father. That was the culture in the past. When a king marries, a Kshatriya king marries Kshatriya girl, her son would become the Kshatriya. If a Kshatriya king marries a Vaishya girl, the Vaishya's son would be Vaishya. If a king marries a Shudra girl, the Shudra's son is Shudrani's son is Shudra. So like Vidura. Vidura was son of Vyasadev to Vyasadev. A Shudrani, a maid servant served Vyasadev. As a result of that, that Shudrani got a son. That was Vidura. So Vidura in one sense is supposed to be Shudra from that point of view, from birth point of view. But in any case, so this is how. So they become Vaishya. So his name is Parjanya. Parjanya became Vaishya and Shurasena became the Kshatriya. Shurasena married Marisha and he begot 10 sons and 5 daughters. Vasudeva, Devabhaga, Devashrava, Anaka, Srinjaya, Shamaka, Kanka, Kamika, Shamika, Vastaka, and Vruka. The 5 daughters were Purta. Purta is Kunti. And Shrutadeva, Shrutakirti, Shrutashrava, and Rajadi Devi. These were the 5 daughters of Surasena Maharaj. Fine. Vasudeva, while marrying the 11 girls, when he was traveling all over, he also married Rohini. So Rohini gave birth to Balaram, and Vasudeva married Devaki. Devaki gave birth to the 8 sons out of which 6 were killed by Kamsa, and 7th one was Sankarshana, 8th one was Krishna. So like that. And here if you see, Parjanya gave birth to 5 brothers, Upananda, Abhinanda, Nanda, Sananda, and Nandana, of which Nanda is the middle brother. He married Yashoda, and they gave birth to Gopal and Yogamaya. So this is the family tree, and we will discuss about how this birth happening here. So this was the slide I was telling. So Kashyapa had 17 wives. Danu, Diti, Katangi, Yamini, Vinata, Kadru, Timi, Sharma, Tamra, Muni, Krodashva, Ila, Surasa, Arishta, Kashta, Surabhi, Aditi, etc. Their children, Danavas, Asuras, birds, locusts, and big birds like Garuda and Aruna, and different varieties of serpents, starting with Shesha, aquatics, ferocious animals like tigers, eagles, vultures, and big birds, apsaras, dandashuka, serpents, and others, all different varieties of snakes, small plants and creepers, rakshasas, gandharvas, horse, camel, ekashapa, dvishapa, and adityas. Like this, the different children were born to the 17 wives of Kashyapa. And Kashyapa appeared as Vasudeva. The 17 wives of Kashyapa appeared as 17 wives of Vasudeva. And there was 18th one also. The 18th one was Rohini. The Rohini was extra. Rohini was, I think Rohini is also there. Rohini is Surabhi. Surabhi is said to be appearing as Rohini. And Aditi is appearing as Devaki. So like that they say. But in any case, one extra wife is there. It does not matter. But the same 17 appeared as 17 wives, and Kashyapa is Vasudeva, and one 18th wife extra. And these are all their children. These are all different children of Vasudeva. So Vasudeva married Shutanu, the princess of Kashi, and they gave birth to Paundraka Vasudeva. We see, the Paundraka always said that I am the real Vasudeva, I am the real Vasudeva. The problem is, Vasudeva first of all married Sutanu, and he left her in their home, mother's parents' home only, and he was traveling on. The son was born eventually, but son never had the father's love. And he always says that I am the eldest son of Vasudeva. I am supposed to be called as Vasudeva. Why the Chota Bacha is called as, from Paundraka's point of view, Krishna is born much later. Because Vasudeva married Sutanu much earlier to his marriage to Devaki. So he's the eldest brother, eldest son of Vasudeva in one sense. That's why Paundraka Vasudeva always says, I am the real Vasudeva, I am the real Vasudeva. Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva from that point of view. And another princess from Karavirai begot a son, Shugala Vasudeva. And then remaining sons are all overall there. Will not read all the names. But this is the family of Vasudeva. See, Vasudeva could marry 18 wives and produce so many children and could manage all of them. In spite of being arrested by Kamsa, living in the prison house. So like that. So now, back to marriage. So the children were born afterwards. But Kamsa is driving the chariot happily. As he was driving the chariot, immediately Akashavani spoke. Akashavani is nothing but the Devatas. The Devatas thought, if there is loving affection between Kamsa and Devaki, how will Kamsa will be killed in the future? Because Kamsa is also one of the Asuras. Kamsa defeated Indra. Kamsa defeated Varuna. Kamsa defeated all the other Devatas. They were all afraid of Kamsa. They understood Kamsa cannot be killed by us. The Lord only can kill. And they announced, Kamsa, you foolish rascal, the 8th child of Devaki will kill you. So Akashavani spoke. So Kamsa thought, if I kill Devaki, Devaki will not produce any such child. Then what to speak of the 8th child? He wanted to kill Devaki. But Vasudev, with logic and reasoning, tried to convince Kamsa that no need to kill Devaki. The reason is because you are a king and she is a woman, and you are elder brother, she is your younger sister, and today is our marriage. All these things he will tell. Sama, Veda, Nyaya, etc. Everything will say. He will say that Atma is eternal, body is temporary, and after leaving this body, you will enter into some other body. Anyway, death is certain. Even you may postpone the death, but you cannot avoid death. Like that, so much philosophy will say. But Kamsa did not listen. So finally, nothing will work. So Vasudeva said that, Vasudeva thought that as long as one has intelligence, one should avoid death. Let me hand over sons to Kamsa, my sons to Kamsa. Immediate threat will be solved. When living being accepts one body having living other, there is no other reason than unseen destiny. And then he tells to Kamsa that you need not fear Devaki, but our eighth child, don't worry, I'll give you all 8 children. So, my dear Kamsa, there is no problem with Devaki. The problem is with the eighth son of Devaki. What to speak of the eighth son? I'll give all my sons to you, whatever you want to do with them. So, right now, on this very auspicious day of her marriage, kindly do not kill your sister. And we will also do whatever you say. We will not go to a foreign place. So you may think that, okay, I mean, if I let loose, there are two possibilities. One possibility, Vasudeva can take Devaki and go to a foreign country. So then they cannot be seen by Kamsa. That is one possibility. And second possibility is that Vasudeva might never produce children also. But Kamsa might think like that. But Vasudeva says that, don't worry, I'll stay in Madura only and I certainly beget children, 8 children, and you do whatever you want. But leave Devaki. So in order to protect Devaki, Vasudeva knowingly accepted that I will stay in Madura and I will beget 8 children without delay, without fail, so that you can do whatever you want with all those children. Yes, done. Kamsa agreed. Why would not agree? Because when Vasudev's personality like Vasudev, when he says something, he will do. He will never go away from his words. So then eventually, so what happened? So Kamsa told, so my dear Vasudeva, you can go your home. You can be with your family members. You stay with all your family members inside the home, inside the palace, but you can never ever step out of the palace without my permission. And your palace is guarded by my soldiers. And whoever comes into your palace and whoever goes out of the palace, they will be thoroughly checked by my soldiers. So Kamsa told Vasudev that you can stay in your family with all your wives and your friends and relatives, but you can never ever leave Madura and go away. Vasudev agreed, no problem. Whatever you say, I already promised anyway. So like eventually, in due course of time, by the will of the providence, Devaki and Vasudev gave birth to 8 sons and 1 daughter. So one shloka tells in the ninth canto, 24th chapter, the 8 sons and 1 daughter were born to them year after year, every year in sequence. That means, as promised, Vasudeva begot in 9 years 9 children, 8 sons and 1 daughter, continuously. So, first of all, the first son was born, and Vasudeva named him Kirtiman. Even before Mother Devaki could feed her breast milk to the newborn child, as soon as the child is born, immediately Vasudeva took that child. Even the mother could not see the child properly, could not carry the child properly, could not experience that happiness of giving birth to child. In any case, immediately Vasudeva took from the labor room and brought in front of Kamsa. And Kamsa said, yeah, this son is not the problem to me. Your 8th son is problem to me. Take him and stay home. Something like that. So in that connection, there is a shloka. The Bhagavatam, it says that Kim dussaham nu sadhunam vidusham kim apekshitam kim akaryam kadaryanam duschidam kim dutatmanam. 2 lines were speaking about Vasudeva. 2 lines were speaking about Kamsa. Kim Dussaham nu sadhunam, a sadhu like Vasudeva, what he cannot do? Because, see, for a father, knowingly that Kamsa might kill his son, even without the son is seen by mother, even before the mother could held the son unto her lap and fed her son with her breast milk, before anything, he took the child. Who can do? Only a person like Vasudeva can do it. Vidusham kim apekshitam. And from a person like Vasudeva, what cannot be anticipated? Vasudeva can do it. Not other person can do it. Only Vasudeva can do it. Why Vasudeva is doing this? Just by giving my 7 sons as quickly as possible to Kamsa, my 8th son will kill Kamsa. I may be losing my 7 sons, but the entire world will become delivered from the Kamsa. Vasudeva was thinking about the well-being of the entire universe, not about his own fatherly happiness. That's why Kim Dussaham, what he cannot do, what cannot be anticipated from a person like Vasudeva. On the other hand, Kim Akaryam Kadaryanam, what kind of Akarya cannot be performed by a person like Kamsa? Who can expect that just born, not even half an hour, not even half an hour just passed, and that son can be killed by a person like Kamsa? Yes, Kamsa can kill. Duschedam kim drutatmanam. What thought process a person like Kamsa cannot have? Because for his own selfishness, he can think of anything. So in that way. So out of eagerness to see the Lord, I take the responsibility for their death. Vasudeva was thinking that let the Lord appear as early as possible. No problem. I will offer my 7 sons to Kamsa, let him kill them or let him do whatever he wants. But I want to see the Lord appearing as my son. He is eager to see the appearance of the Lord. So Kamsa told, hey, take this child. I am only concerned with the 8th child. Vasudeva agrees, but couldn't trust the character of Kamsa. While going back, Vasudeva is thinking, I cannot trust the words of Kamsa. While he just stepped out of the palace, Narada Muni stepped in. Narada Muni does not want to delay the appearance of Lord Krishna. Narada Muni told, hey, my dear Kamsa, what are you doing? Just look around all in 4 directions. All your family relatives, they are all actually devatas. In your previous life, you are Kalanemi. You are the son of Hiranyaksha. And you defeated Indra, you sat on the throne of Indra, you gave the throne to your uncle, your father, and your father gave to your big father. And Indra, the Swarga belongs to you. And all the devatas, that time they taking the help of Vishnu, killed all of you. And now they appeared as your friends and relatives in the Edu dynasty. And they are waiting for the right time to kill you. They are waiting for the Vishnu to appear. In order to confuse you, they said a riddle. Even though Akashavani said that the 8th child of Devaki will kill you, that person who is going to kill you is the same person who killed you in the previous life. But you see this lotus flower, which one is the 8th petal, which one is the first petal? So anyone could be the 8th son. Don't have trust on the Devatas. The Devatas are all cunning people. They always want to kill you by cheating, to do the needful. So Narada went away. And immediately Kamsa went and took that child in that Prasuti Gruha and killed him. In the same home of Devaki Vasudeva where they were living, and in front of Devaki Vasudeva, Kamsa wheeled the child around and hit on the wall. The child body broken into pieces and fell down dead. So gone. So in spite of seeing the death of their child in front of their eyes on the very first day, broken into pieces. The tender body was broken into pieces. The whole blood is there on the wall, on the floor. Till Devaki and Kamsa, year after year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that they are giving birth to different children. And Kamsa, understanding that all the Yadavas and Vrishnis are the expansion of Devatas, he began to arrest and torture them. And some of them, for their life, they escaped. And some people, in order to make sure that Devaki Vasudeva were well protected, they acted as a trusted people of Kamsa. People like Akrura and all. Akrura acting as a trustworthy of Kamsa, but always looking after the well-being of Devaki and Vasudeva, in spite of their being in their home, which is like a prison itself, fully covered by the army. So like that, things are happening. 6 children were born. Even Nardamuni knew these 6 children who are appearing through the womb of Devaki were actually the sons of Marichi. When Brahma, looking at the beauty of Vagdevi running after her, the 6 sons of Marichi were laughing at Brahma. That they're laughing, hey, what kind of Brahma you are? You are going running after a lady out of lust, desire, and we are so self-controlled, something like that. So as a result of that offense, they were born to Asuras, and they were supposed to be killed by Asura, their own father. In the previous life, they were the 6 sons of Kalanemi, and they were killed by Kalanemi himself. And now they are appearing as the 6 children of Devaki, and they are supposed to be killed by the same Kalanemi who appeared as Kamsa. For that to happen, Narada Muni instigated Kamsa, so that Kamsa can kill his own 6 sons, in the sense in the previous life, so that they can be delivered eventually. So that was the reason Narada Muni instigating him. The 6 sons were born, they were killed by Kamsa. Then one of the Amsha of Lord Krishna, Saptamo Vaishnavam Dama, Yamanantam Prachakshate, Garbo Babuva Devakya, Arsha Shoka Vivardhana. So, in the beginning, we saw that Lord Krishna expands in 2 features. One is Balarama, second one is Radharani, Srimati Radharani. So now it is the time for Balarama to appear. So at the same time, Balarama entered into the womb of Rohini, another wife of Vasudeva. And an Amsha of Balarama, known as Sankarshana, entered into the womb of Devaki. Okay, kindly understand. Balarama entered into the womb of Rohini, and Balarama's expansion, one Amsha of Balaram, entered into the womb of Devaki. Both became pregnant together. A month later, when Vasudeva came to know that in addition to Devaki, Rohini also became pregnant, and Vasudeva thought that till now, Kamsa was killing the children of Devaki. If Kamsa comes to know that my other wives are also producing children, Kamsa will kill them also. So he immediately requested all his wives to leave Madura and go to a safe place. And different wives went to different places, and Rohini was sent to Gokul Mahavan to stay in the protection of Vasudeva, who was the cousin brother of, in the protection of Nanda Maharaj, who was the cousin brother of Vasudeva. So Devaki is here in Madura, Rohini is there in Gokul Mahavan. And the time passing, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. When the child is within her womb, Devaki was experiencing unlimited transcendental bliss. At the same time, Devaki was also experiencing a kind of fear. So this child seems to be special, but what is the use? As soon as the child is born, Kamsa will kill him. So she was feeling mixed emotions, Harsha and Shoka. So, but when the child was 5 months old in the womb, both the mothers have 5 months pregnancy, the Supreme Lord Krishna called Yogamaya and requested Yogamaya. So, my dear Yogamaya, you have to do a special service now. What was that? The 5th of his 9 spiritual energies. Okay, it's a Yogamaya. It is all one of the 9 energies. Previously, Visana, Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yogamaya. This Yogamaya was called by Krishna to do something amazing. So what is that? My Rohini, one of the wives of Vasudeva, is in Nanda Gokula, and other wives are at other places, hiding secretly. Okay. After Devaki, 6 children were killed. Vasudeva, seeing Rohini pregnant, sent her secretly to Nanda Gokula. So in that way, that is there. So now, Lord Krishna is telling Yogamaya, within the womb of Devaki and Rohini is my Amsha. Krishna is telling Krishna's Amsha is Balram, Balram's Amsha is Sankarshana. So Balramji is in the womb of Rohini and Sankarshana is in the womb of Devaki. So Lord Sankarshana or Shesha, transfer him into the womb of Rohini. That means bring the expansion of Balramji from the womb of Devaki into the womb of Rohini and mix him with Balramji himself. So that is indicated in this sloka. Though Rohini is his eternal mother, because of my request, he also appeared in Devaki's womb. After establishing Shesha is Amsha there as my bed and seat, he desired to go to the womb of his own mother. Devakya jadare garbham Sheshakyam dama mamakam tam sannikarsha rohinya udare sanniveshaya. Why Balramji entered into the womb of Devaki? Because the 7 Asura Kumaras entered into the womb of Devaki. As a result of that, Devaki's womb became little bit contaminated. In order to purify that, and very soon the Supreme Lord is going to come. Supreme Lord need to have some sitting place and some bed to sleep. So he entered into the womb of Devaki and he prepared a bed. He prepared a simhasan, so wherein Sri Krishna can sit or sleep. So in that way, he made all the arrangements and now he is ready to move back to his mother's womb. Then Krishna told Yogamaya, do that service, shifting him to the other place. He further said, then I shall appear as the son of Yashoda and the son of Devaki in my partial form. Just like the Balramji entered into the womb of Rohini and Balramji's expansion entered into the womb of Devaki, similarly, I enter into the womb of Yashoda and my Amsha, my expansion will enter into the womb of Devaki. But you, Yogamaya, also appear as the daughter of Yashoda after me. Tataham Amsha Bhagena Devakya Putrata Amshubhe Prapyaspa Prapsyami Tvam Yashodayam Nanda Patnyam Bhavishyati. He says that Tataham, just like Balramji entered into 2 wombs simultaneously, I will also enter into both the wombs simultaneously. I myself will enter into the womb of Yashoda and my Amsha will enter into the womb of Devaki. And Tataham also applicable to Tvam. Ataha Tvam. And you also appear from the womb of Yashoda as well as Devaki. From both the places. How it happens, we will discuss today. But anyway, so appearing at 2 places is happening both for Balramji, both for Krishna, both for, both the places for Balramji, both the places for Krishna, and both the places for Yogamaya also. So all these 3 are appearing in 2 places. Balramji's expansion Sankarshana, Krishna's expansion Vasudeva, and eventually Yogamaya. Yogamaya's expansion will also appear. So that we'll discuss in detail. What do you mean by Yogamaya's expansions? How the expansions are appearing? In Bhavishyasi means after me. I will take birth, along with me, you will also appear, but you will appear after me. So like that. You will be taken to Madura by Vasudeva to cheat Kamsa. So first of all, you will appear as the daughter of Yashoda. But Vasudeva will take you to Madura in order to cheat Kamsa. Your Amsha, Mahamaya, will be worshipped in various forms in Vindhyachala and other places. So first of all, you yourself will appear as the daughter of Yashoda. And after going to Madura, your Amsha will appear. And that Amsha will be worshipped in 18 places as 18 Shakti forms. Whatever that Shakti Pitas are there, they are all expansions of Yogamaya. They are all different Amshas of Yogamaya. And they are all worshipped by the people of Kali Yuga. That Lord says, all men will worship these forms because you are the supreme goddess of those who all have different types of material desires. So, in this material world, whoever has material desires, they all will come to you and they worship you, and you will be fulfilling all their desires in the form of 18 Durga forms. So that is Amsha of Yogamaya, and Yogamaya is appearing as the daughter of Yashoda, and Yogamaya's Amsha will appear in the form of 18 Durga forms, and they will be worshipped by people of the Kali Yuga for fulfilling their material desires. Then one may say that what happened to Yogamaya? Yogamaya too appeared from the womb of Yashoda. So where is she? Where is she? Then you, Yogamaya, will again appear the daughter of Devaki. Just like I will appear as the son of Yashoda as well as Devaki, you also appear as the daughter of first as the daughter of Yashoda, then as the daughter of Devaki. How that will happen, we will see now. So Lord is telling all these things to Yogamaya. Ordinary humans will worship you with sacrifices to fulfill their material desires. Your Amsha, Mahamaya, will be known as Durga, Bhadrakali, Vijaya, Vaishnavi, Kumuda, Chandika, Krishna, Madhavi, Kanyaka, Maya, Narayani, Ishani, Sharada, Ambika. Lord Krishna is telling her their names also. Whoever are going to come in the future, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here 14 names are there. Later on, 4 more names will come, total 18 names. By my appearance on earth, some men will become Vaishnavas, and by your Amsha, by your Amsha appearance, others will become Shaktas, the worshippers of Durga. Lord is telling in advance only. Upcoming Kali Yuga, there will be some Vaishnavas and there will be some Shaktas. Shaktas will worship your Amsha and Vaishnavas will worship me. So simple. Everything is crystal clear. And then the son of Rohini will be known as different names. Sankarshna, Rama, Balabhadra, etc. etc. So receiving the order from Lord Krishna, Yogamaya transferred Sankarshna from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. When Vishramchito Garbha, when the Garbha was in at the end of the 4th month. So next day morning when Devaki got up, her womb disappeared. The household maid servants, they understood that Devaki had Garbhashrava. So if the womb disappears within the 4 months, that is called Garbhashrava. If miscarriage happens in the 5th or 6th months, that is called Garbhapata. If from 7th month onwards, whatever happens, whether child is born alive or dead, that is called Janma. That is called birth. 7th, 8th, 9th month, the child can be born. But before that, 1 to 4 months Garbhashrava, 5 and 6 months Garbhapata. So Devaki had Garbhashrava. Apparently, the womb disappeared. Nothing happened, but womb disappeared. Yogamaya transferred. Bhagavanapi Vishwatma Bhaktanam Abhayankara Aviveshamsha Bhagena Mana Hanaka Dundubhe. So there are 2 things happened after her disappearance. Of course, Devaki and Vasudev were happy as well as unhappy also. They were happy because at least the 7th son was not born, but before birth only something happened, by the miracle happened. He was at least not killed by the hands of Kamsa. And they were unhappy because the 7th son also died in that sense. And the Madura Vasis, they were chastising Kamsa. Till now, Kamsa was killing the children after they were born. Now Kamsa is doing some Jadu Tona and killing the child in the womb itself, so that the mother Devaki will have miscarriage. Hey, what happened to Kamsa? Why Kamsa is doing like this? So they were spreading all the false rumors all over. So, but whatever, and Kamsa became a little vigilant. Okay, Kamsa actually thought two mixed feelings. Kamsa thought that, Abhi, this child is intelligent. Anyway, he understood that anyway after birth he will be killed. So before death only he died on his own. So bach gaya, bacha bach gaya from my hands, something like that. But Kamsa was also alarmed because all the Madura Vasis, they are thinking that Kamsa, what is this Kamsa doing? So he was alarmed. So he should not do like that, something like that. So he was thinking like that. So at that time, while all these things are happening in the entire city, within a week's time, the Supreme Lord entered into the mind of Vasudeva. Then he entered into the heart of Vasudeva. And having entered into the heart of Vasudeva, he illuminated like the sun. And he entered along with Amsha and Bhagas, the avatars such as Purusha avatars, and all the 6 opulences with good qualities, everything in this. That means first Krishna appeared in the mind of Vasudeva along with all his expansions and opulences, and then transferred to the mind of Devaki at the moon rising in the east. Devaki was like fire covered by a pot or learned person. Okay, basically, first he appeared in the heart of in the mind of Vasudeva, then entered into the heart of Vasudeva. From the heart of Vasudeva, transferred to the heart of Devaki. From the heart of Devaki, transferred to the mind of Devaki, pleasing, giving happiness to Devaki. Then he entered into the womb of Devaki. Similarly, Krishna, same time, entered into the womb of Yashoda. Just the way he is entering into the womb of Devaki here, he entered into the womb of Yashoda also there in Gokul Mahavan. Both are happening simultaneously. Okay. Then, as day after day, as Devaki's womb was increasing, month after month, so she was brightly shining, and Kamsa feeling sorry. Yeah, this child is my death. As Narada Muni told, in my previous life, whoever ever killed me, he entered into the womb of my sister Devaki. Now, what can I do? Already, people were spreading false rumors against me that I did some Jadu Tona to kill the 7th son, even though I did not do anything. Now, I cannot do anything. I cannot kill this lady who is pregnant with a child. She is woman, she is sister, she is pregnant. If I kill her now, my reputation, opulence, and lifespan will be diminished. And more importantly, you will think that I will suffer life after life afterwards. And the second thing is that anyway, I have to rule Madura. If people they come to know that I did something to my sister right now when she is pregnant, there will be a rebellion. So it is not good for my future rulership. So let me wait till the birth of the 8th child. Even though I killed 6 children, I can also kill the 8th child also. Like that, Kamsa decided and did not do anything. So he was quite he was impatient for the birth of the 8th child. So like that. But here one side Kamsa is impatient. On one side Vasudeva was impatient. He cannot wait for Lord to appear. On one side Narada Muni was impatient from the long back. So all the devatas, including Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Devala, Vyasa, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, they all arrived one dead of the night, midnight, 12 baje, 12 o'clock. They came to the home of Vasudeva and they are offering prayers to Lord Krishna who is in the womb. So Krishna is compared to cloud, Nili Megha Shama, which rains the nectar of his pastimes. So when there is a rain, there is prosperity. Prosperity for whom? Prosperity for Brahma. By Krishna's appearance, there is prosperity from Brahma. Why? If Krishna is a cloud, Brahma is the farmer. He is the farmer of the 14 lokas. If the rain comes, then the farmer can do agriculture. So agriculture is farmer is always looking for rains to come. When there are rains, he can cultivate the field. The field is 14 lokas, and Brahma is worried about the 14 lokas will be protected if the Lord appears. Then Lord Shiva is like the peacock. Whenever there are rains, they are about to rain, the peacocks will open their peacock feathers and they dance jubilantly. Lord Shiva is dancing like peacock with opened feather, because rain is about to happen. And Narada and other great sages are like the Chataka birds. They only drink rainwater. They don't drink the water from the rivers or canals. And they are waiting for Krishna rain to happen. When Krishna rain comes, they can drink water, they can nourish and experience bliss. Otherwise, they have to starve. And finally, all the other devatas are like the elephants or the forest animals, wherein the forest was set to fire. There is huge forest fire, and all these animals are in the middle of the forest fire. Who can save them? Only rain can save them. If there is rain, that rain will extinguish the forest fire and they can be saved. So this is their position, and they are all praying to the Supreme Lord to appear. Yes, they prayed when Devaki entered into 7th month. And Devatas indirectly told Devaki, the Lord has entered into your room. Don't fear Kamsa. Kamsa will not do anything. The Lord will protect the entire Edu dynasty. He is appearing to protect the entire universe. Then what to speak of protecting the Edu dynasty? What to speak of protecting you both? He will protect everyone. Don't worry. Be fearless. Stay happy. Like that, informing thus, the Devatas disappeared. Of course, they did not speak to Devaki directly. They spoke to Devaki by entering into Devaki's dream. And Devaki got a dream. In the dream, they told the Lord is going to appear very soon. Don't worry about Kamsa. Kamsa cannot do anything to this 8th child. Don't have any fear. So, like that. So then, before Lord could, of course, at the beginning, at the end of the 7 months, the Devatas came and offered all the prayers requesting the Lord to appear. That means, till now, Balarama also did not appear. Then, being influenced by the request of the Devatas, Lord Krishna requested Balaram to take birth first. So Balaramji was already in the womb of Devaki and Rohini for 5 months. At the 5-month period, he was transferred from Devaki to Rohini, and having entered into the Rohini womb, he is still in the womb of Rohini for 7 more months. In the meantime, Krishna entered into the womb of Devaki and Yashoda and is growing up to 7 months. Now, 8th month of Krishna just started. At that time, he requested Balaramji to appear. So, in the month of Shravana, on the full moon day, noon time, 12 o'clock, Balaramji appeared as the son of Rohini. Okay? He appeared because maybe a week before Devatas prayed. After Devatas prayed, a week later, Balaramji appeared. Then, a week later, in the month of Shravana, during Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight, on the day of on the day of Ashtami, in the middle of the night, Lord Krishna decided to appear, because this is still 8th month is running. Now the pregnancy is 7 months, uh, uh, 8 days or 15 days, we can say, whatever. So yeah, 7.5 months, just it is 7.5 months only. Still 1.5 month more is time is there. Kamsa was thinking that after 1.5 month the child will appear. So he was still having some time. So, but Krishna wanted to confuse Kamsa. As a result of that, he chose to appear in the 8th month itself. On which, on the Ashtami night, in the middle of the night. So when Krishna is about to appear, Lord Krishna's appearance, Krishna does not want to be known to anybody. Not only the Madhura Vasis, even Gokul Vasis are anywhere all around. So he again requested Yogamaya, do something. So Yogamaya created clouds, because on the Ashtami day, in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock, the moon appears. If a moon appears, there will be moonlight. If there is a light, people will get to see. So by putting all the clouds all over, no one can see. Second. Yogamaya also created huge rains with thunderstorms, huge sound. If child is born, something is happening here and there, others will come to know. So that huge rain, no one can know. And third, Yogamaya put everyone asleep. That day, all other days, the gods were awake throughout the night also. But this particular day, every god, every Madura Vasi, every Gokul Mahavan Vasi, every person all around all the nearby villages, everyone is asleep. Only two people are awake, Devaki and Vasudev. They are awake, they can't sleep. How can they sleep? They are not sleeping for the last 7 years. So, when they were awake, suddenly Devaki's womb disappeared. 7.5 months pregnancy, matlab, she will have increased stomach. That disappeared suddenly. And they were searching. Devaki was with her palms there. She is searching for the womb, touching upon her abdomen. So then immediately a bright, beautiful personality appeared in the corner of the house, brightening the entire home. Because the entire Madura city, even not only that, Yogamaya extinguished all the lamps also. It is completely pitch dark, heavy rain with thunderstorm, no light anywhere. Now, in the dark house of Vasudev, in one corner, Vasudeva Krishna appeared, brightly shining. The entire home is shining like anything. And understanding that Lord Narayana himself appeared as their son, Vasudeva offered prayers. Devaki also offered prayers. But Devaki, out of our motherly affection, requested that Lord to transform into small child. But before that, before Devaki and Vasudeva could offer prayers, Lord Vasudeva spoke to Devaki Vasudeva. He told that in your previous life, both of you were during Swayambhu Manvantara, you were Prishni and Sutapa. You performed a great sacrifice ordered by Lord Brahma in order to produce children. You performed a great sacrifice to me, a great austerities to please me, enduring rain, wind, strong sun, scorching heat, and severe cold, suffering all sorts of inconveniences according to seasons. How long you perform tapasya? For 12,000 Devata years. That means one Chaturyuga. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Whatever is the total time, 43,20,000 years they performed tapasya like Dhruva Maharaj, eating only some berries and dry leaves. For what? To get a son like the Supreme Lord. So Lord said, there is no one like me. I will, because you performed so severe tapasya, I will appear as your son 3 times, not one time, 3 times. First time Lord appeared as Prishnikarbha, second time Lord appeared as Vamana, third time is appearing as Vasudeva Krishna. So in order to confirm that, Lord appeared as Vasudeva Krishna and revealed everything to Devaki Vasudeva. Then Vasudeva offered prayers, Devaki also offered prayers. Devaki said, you become a small boy, we'll hide you somewhere, we'll protect you somehow. Till now we never thought about that, but now we don't want to miss the chance. We want to save you, at least one child. So then Krishna became small child, small boy. Then Vasudeva picked up that small boy, inspired by Krishna, wanted to take that small boy to Gokul Mahavan to keep him in the care of Nanda Maharaj. So Vasudeva took that boy. So of course, as Paramatma, Lord inspired Vasudeva in the heart. If you are afraid, then take me to Gokula and bring the child of Yashoda, Yogamaya, back here. The Lord knows what kind of pastimes are supposed to come forward. So he told Vasudeva only, you take me there and bring back Yashoda's daughter. So as inspired by the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva took that child, and as the things are happening in Madura, same way, the same things are happening in Gokul Mahavan. All there was Yashoda, Nanda, and all the family members are in deep sleep by the influence of Yogamaya. At the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, the same instant when Vasudeva Krishna appeared in Madura prison, after the disappearance of the Devaki's womb, similarly, in the middle of the night, Yashoda's womb also disappeared. She was carrying the baby, twin babies, in a room for last 7.5 months. But her room disappeared. And next to her on the same bed, two children were lying. One boy, one girl. First the boy appeared, then girl appeared. The twin children. But as soon as Vasudeva, after crossing Yamuna, stepped into Gokul Mahavan, this boy who appeared from Yashoda disappeared from this bed and became one with that child who is in the hands of Vasudeva. Because this is Gopala Krishna, that one is Vasudeva Krishna. Both became one boy. Because now Vasudeva entered into Vrindavan area. So in Vrindavan area, Madhura Krishna cannot be there. So the Madhura Krishna and Yashoda Krishna both became one. Now it is actually Gopala Krishna in the hands of Vasudeva. So Vasudeva brought that Gopala Krishna to the inner chambers of Yashoda as inspired by Paramatma. He kept that child here and took that baby girl along with him. And he went back and kept that child in the hands of Devaki. And one more thing happened. After first son when was born, Devaki did not feed that child. Eventually, after 6 sons were born also, Devaki never fed any child. For the first time, Devaki fed her breast milk to Krishna. Before Vasudeva could take that child to Gokul Mahavan, she fed her breast milk to Krishna. And after Vasudeva brought this girl back, Devaki again fed her breast milk to that girl also. And Devaki was so happy that the baby girl is there, hoping that Kamsa will not kill this child. So after drinking the milk of Mother Devaki, the child began to withdraw her Yogamaya potency and start making some noises. And immediately the Dwarapal and the guards, they got up and they heard the sounds of the small baby and they went and informed Kamsa. And Kamsa immediately ran and came to the home of Vasudeva. And Vasudeva, Kamsa asking, give me that baby, give me the child. Devaki and Vasudeva saying that, my dear brother, this is a baby girl. She will never ever harm you. At least please leave this one girl. She is our daughter. We will take care of her very nicely, and eventually when she grew up to youth, we will give her as a daughter-in-law to you. And Kamsa says, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? This child is my death, and you want to send my death to my home as daughter-in-law? I want to kill that child right now. So Kamsa took that child from the hands of Devaki Vasudeva. He wheeled around. When he was about to throw the child to the wall, the child disappeared from the hands of Kamsa and appeared as 8-armed Durga Devi. Hare Krishna. Okay. So 8-armed Durga Devi. So bow, trident, arrow, shield, sword, conch shell, disc, club, etc. etc. Praised by all the Apsaras, Kindra, Surga, Siddha, Charana, Gandharvas, all these things are happening. So then he spoke to Kamsa. He said, Kamsa, what can you gain from killing me? If you kill me, you still cannot prevent your own death. He who will kill you has already been born somewhere else, which cannot be revealed to you right now. So she said, the one who is going to kill you is born somewhere else. The Devatas tricked you. You have unnecessarily troubling Devaki and Vasudeva, and you have unnecessarily killed the children of Devaki Vasudeva. Devakatas actually made your attention to Devaki, and that's it. The one who was supposed to kill you born somewhere else, like that Durga Devi said. So then she disappeared. And having disappeared, actually, she was Yogamaya as long as she was the child of Yashoda, as long as she was in the hands of Vasudeva and Devaki, she was Yogamaya. The moment Kamsa took the child from the hands of Devaki, she transformed herself into Mahamaya. That Mahamaya appeared as Durga, and Durga disappeared from the hands of from here, and she appeared at various places as Annapurna, Durga, Kali, and Bhadra. Previously 14 and now 4. These were the 18 names of Mahamaya, and she will be worshipped in 18 special places, which we know today them as Shaktipitas, etc. So, like that, Yogamaya's Amsha, her expansion, Mahamaya, in 18 forms will be worshipped in 18 places by Shaktas. So, as foretold by the Lord, is happening now. But though from the point of view of Kamsa, she disappeared from there. But from the point of view of Devaki and Vasudeva, she again reassumed the form of Yogamaya and there itself entered into the womb of Devaki. A year later, Devaki will give birth to a girl. That girl is Subhadra. This is how Yogamaya first appeared from the womb of Yashoda and eventually by the touch of Kamsa became Mahamaya and then appeared in 18 places as 18 Mahamayas, 18 Durga Devis, and then entered into the womb of her, she transformed into Yogamaya, entered into the womb of Devaki, and then she appeared as Subhadra. So this is how Balarama, and Krishna and Yogamaya appeared both the places simultaneously. Of course, Yogamaya appeared in three in the sense. From Yashoda and Ramsha Yogamaya, Mahamaya in the form of Durga Devi, 18 Durgas, and also the daughter of Devaki. So like that. So Kamsa begged forgiveness. So Devaki was they being sadhus. Anyway, they know their son is alive. They don't worry, and they forgave Kamsa easily, and things are settled. And then Kamsa came back home. This is all happening early in the morning, 4 a.m. Kamsa came back 9 o'clock. He called for assembly. He told what all happened to his ministers. The minister said, "Don't worry. Vishnu is hiding in the hearts of the yogis. Lord Shiva gone to forest to perform tapasya, and Lord Brahma is performing austerities and yajnas, and devatas are hiding and they are powerless here and there. No one can harm us. Only Vishnu, only that Kala for whom you are afraid. Even Durga Devi told that he is born somewhere nearby. Let us kill all the children who are born recently. And let us stop all the yajnas, yagas, Veda Abhyayanas, cow protection, all these things will stop. So the Devatas become powerless, Vishnu become powerless by killing all the children who are born recently. Your Kala also will be killed. So don't worry. We'll do that. So Kamsa was convinced. Then Kamsa ordered Putana, you go and kill all the children. Huh? And Kamsa ordered other soldiers, you go and destroy all the Brahmanas who were studying the Vedas, who were performing yajna, who were protecting the cows, dismantle all those things and destroy them, punish them. So like that, Kamsa engaged all his Sena in different sides and etc. etc. So next day morning, early in the morning, the family members entered into the inner chamber of Yashoda and they saw a baby boy sleeping next to Yashoda. Yashoda is still sleeping. She don't know what happened in the night. Then the news spread that Yashoda delivered a baby boy. The news went all around. Nanda Maharaj invited all the villagers, including the Brahmanas. They performed the birthday ceremony of Lord Krishna by the performance of yajna, chanting of the mantras, by giving charities to Brahmanas and by giving gifts to all others. All these things they were done a huge festival which was performed in Gokul Mahavan by Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj also came to know that Kamsa ordered his army that recently whoever were born, they all should be killed. In his own home, only two children were born just now. One was Balram, the second was Krishna. So Vasudeva may come to our place and might kill. And there is one chance also. Actually, the Kshatriya children should be killed. But Kamsa does not have that kind of discrimination. He may kill any children also. In order to appease Kamsa, let me give him all the gifts. So Vasudeva took all the gifts and went to Madura to appease Kamsa by providing all the gifts to cow products as a gift to him. And that is where Nanda Maharaj met Vasudeva. And Vasudeva asked about the welfare of Krishna and Rama. And Vasudeva said, please go back immediately. Don't leave your home. Anything can happen to your children. There could be any harm. So please protect both the children very nicely. So immediately Nanda Maharaj went back. In the meantime, many things are happening on the other side. So while all these things are happening in Madura and Gokul Mahavan, at a far distant place, there was a person known as Vindhya. He was performing severe austerities to have a daughter. The reason is all the Shastras, all the sages, all the Devatas glorify Himalayas as the best of the mountains. So Vindhya mountains were feeling insecure. Why? I am not best. Why only Himalayas are the best? Shiva also become best. So Himalayas, if the Himalayas are known for their wideness, I'll be known for my tallness. So Vindhya were growing further and further. So the sages worried, Devatas worried, why are you doing like this? He has to stop. They requested Agastya, please stop. Agastya went to Vindhya and he told, my dear friend, I have to go to that side and come back. Till then you don't grow. Stay like this. So Agastya went to that side and never came back. So Vindhya did not grow further. But Vindhya want to become famous. So Himalayas are also become famous for another thing. What was that? Himalayas had two daughters. One was Parvati, second was Ganga. Both are very famous. Because both are very famous, Himalayas also became famous for having two daughters like that. So Vindhya also wanted to have two daughters like that. The condition is, let Himalayas daughters have Lord Shiva and Varuna had their husbands. Let my daughters also have a husband who will defeat Himalayas daughter's husband. Something like that. So Brahma said, okay, no problem. O Mount Vindhya, to fulfill your desire, you will have two daughters that will give you a son-in-law who will defeat Lord Shiva and whose virtues will fill the whole world with wonder. Brahma said, yes, whatever is desire will be fulfilled very nicely. So Brahma said, you will have two daughters whose husband will spread your glories far and wide. At the same time, so when Durga Devi was telling to Kamsa, so a child is born somewhere else who will kill you, but I cannot tell about him. So Kamsa pleaded Durga, please give some hint. How can I understand who is that child, etc., etc. Then Durga said that today or the other day, nearby, aage piche, 8 sublimely sweet Shaktis will appear on this earth. So Durga Devi said that within a week's time, around 8 wonderful girls will appear. 2 transcendental sisters among the 8 will be married by that person who severed your head in the last life and is also your death now. Okay, she said 8 will appear out of 8, 2 will marry that person and their husband is your death. She gave a hint. So who are all the 8 people? Lalita, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Tungavidya, Induleka, Champakalata, Radharani, Vishaka, and Chitrasaki. All these, along with Radharani, these 8 people, they are all there. They all would appear around that time only. So these are the dates in this year, August 16 to October 6. All these things are happening. Radharani, Champakalata, all these things are there. So etc. So hearing this, Kamsa ordered Putana to kill any extraordinary small boys born recently and kidnap any small girl. Kamsa intelligent. He told, kill all the boys, kidnap all the girls born recently. Because if I keep girls with me, so eventually one day, if I fail to kill the boys, that boy will come to marry these girls. So whomsoever these girls are going to marry, I'll kill them. So like that. So thinking like that, he ordered Putana to kidnap the girls. So yes, Putana was ordered and she was going all the way to kidnap all the girls and to kill all the boys and eat their flesh and blood. Then one day she saw 2 daughters were born to Vindhyachala mountain's wife. And Putana spotted them. And Putana came down and took both of them and flying in the sky. So immediately Vindhya mountain requested his family Pujari, his family Purohit, please do something, please save my daughters somehow. Then he chanted a mantra. At the efficacy of that mantra, the two girls increased their weight and Putana could not carry them further. So one daughter fell in Vidarbha. So this thing is happening in the morning. So one daughter fell in Vidarbha. Eventually that girl was found by the king of Vidarbha, Bhishmaka, and Bhishmaka raised that daughter as that child as his own daughter. That was Rukmini Devi. And Putana was going ahead with the second daughter. But eventually, by the potency of that mantra, the second daughter also became heavy and she fell down in travel. And third girl eventually will be brought by Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So then, till now, Putana was killing the children at a distant places. Now, having dropped the second girl in Raval, she is about to kill the boys in that vicinity area. But before she could harm anybody, Lord Krishna attracted the sight of Putana. So Putana spotted Krishna. She thought that, hey, this child is so special. This child could be the Kala of my master, Kamsa. So Putana came to that child and wanted, instead of kidnapping that child, wanted to kill that child by feeding him poison. So she took the form of a Apsarasa and came in, started feeding Krishna. So Krishna took away her milk, took away her poison, took away her life, and delivered her and sent her back to Godhead. So this all happened in the afternoon. While all this was happening in the afternoon in Gokul Mahavan, in the Raval in the afternoon, Vrishabhanu Maharaj went to the lake to offer in the lake the mid-noon Sandhya rites. While offering Sandhya rites, he saw something is shining brightly in the middle of the lake. He went in, he saw a lotus flower. In the lotus flower, the small girl was there, and he took that girl, went back, and gave her to his wife because they were childless. They were very happy. So she appeared in the month of Bhadrapada on Monday, Shukla Paksha and Ashtami day, and the Anuradha Nakshatra during the midday. He spotted that girl and he took that girl to home and gave her to Kirtida, and they accepted her their daughter. But there is a problem. The girl was not saying a word. The girl was not opening her eyes. She was like dumb, blind, everything. They brought a girl, but they can't tell to anybody. If anybody they tell, they'll come and ask what happened, what happened. So many things happen, all these things. So they did not say anything. So time was happening day after day, day after day, day after day. Like that, things were happening. So eventually, one day, Narada Muni understood. Srimati Radharani appeared, but she's waiting for Krishna to come to her. So that she want to see Krishna first. So Narada Muni want to do that. He came to the house of Rishabhanu and he asked, please tell me where is that girl whom you got. So Rishabhanu told everything. Though we got a girl, but we can't tell anybody that we have a daughter because she is not speaking, she is not seeing, she is not opening eyes. So she's like very idle. So what we can do? So Narada says, don't worry, I will treat her. Take me inside. So Narada went in and Narada told everyone to stay out. Then Narada Muni prayed to Srimati Radharani and requested Narada Radharani to give her darshan. So Radharani gave darshan and Narada Muni promised, my dear mother, don't worry, very soon I will bring Krishna to you. So immediately came out and he told Rishabhanu, please organize a festival to introduce your daughter to the entire world. And they call all the people, especially the Gokul Mahavan people, especially the king of Gokul Mahavan, Nanda Maharaj and his entire family, they should come. Yes, they all came. So during the festivities, Krishna, who was crawling at that time, by crawling, he came to Radharani where she was kept on the floor. He went and touched Radharani. By the touch of Krishna, Radharani understood. Krishna came. She opened her eyes, looked at Krishna, and she began to make some noises. So like that, Radharani made her matlab, she became like normal, any normal girl. So there are so many other pastimes in this particular thing we'll not discuss. So all the other pastimes that all happened in Raja, so like that there are wonderful pastimes for 11 and a half years. Krishna performed various pastimes with all the Vrajavasis. But before he could leave, so this is like at the beginning of Chaitra Masa. So Krishna is said to be leaving 2 days before 2 days before Falguna Amavasya to Madura. But on the Falguna Purnima, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance day, so Krishna and Balarama were having rasa dance with the gopis. So that time, the Shankachuda came and he was kidnapping some gopis away. So Lord Krishna told Balaram, you got other gopis, I will go and get the other gopis taken away by the Shankachuda. So Lord Krishna went ahead, killed Shankachuda, and he took a money which is there in the mukut of Shankachuda, a beautiful jewel. So he came back with all the gopis, and Krishna wanted to present this jewel to Radharani. But he cannot give this to Radharani in front of all the gopis because other gopis may feel bad. So he gave it to Balramji. Later on, Balramji gave that to Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani was keeping this jewel at the memory of Lord Krishna. After Lord Krishna left Vrindavan, the only thing Radharani had with her is this jewel. So after few years passed, Radharani was feeling so much separation from Lord Krishna. Every day morning she was worshipping sun god. So one day sun god appeared. So Radharani told, so my dear Lord, my dear sun god, please do something. I am unable to live in separation from Lord Krishna. Please bring me close to Krishna. Please do something. And see, I am only living, I am keeping my life by looking at this jewel which was given to me by Krishna. Then Surya said that, please give me that jewel. With the help of this jewel, I will connect you and Krishna together. So Surya took that jewel and immediately went to Dwaraka. In Dwaraka, at that time during those days, Satrajit was also worshipping Surya Dev to get some good wealth. He wanted wealth. His intention was to get wealth. So Surya appeared to him and he told, take this jewel, worship this jewel every day morning, and you will get so and so amount of gold, maybe 200 kgs gold every day. And along with this jewel, I will give you one Kanya. Take care of that Kanya very nicely. Eventually, that Kanya will find her own husband. So that was Srimati Radharani's expansion. She was given as a Kanya to Satrajit. Just like Draupadi appeared as a young Kanya from the fire Yajna, like that Satrajit also had a beautiful daughter as a grown-up girl directly. So Satrajit was worshipping this jewel, which is known as Shamantakamani. He was getting old. At one point of time, of course, Krishna requested Satrajit to give that jewel to Ugrasena Maharaj. It should be under the king. Because you are getting a lot of gold, somebody might kill you for that gold, something like that. But Satrajit felt bad. He said, I will not give you. So eventually one day, Satrajit's brother Prasena wore that Shamantakamani, went to forest. One tiger killed him and took away that jewel. And Jambavan killed the tiger and took away that jewel and gave it to his daughter Jambavati. And Jambavati was playing with that jewel. In the meantime, Satrajit spread rumors that Krishna killed my brother for the jewel because previously he wanted that jewel. So Krishna said, no, I did not kill. I will go and find out the jewel, don't worry. So Krishna went to the forest. He saw the remnants of Satrajit being eaten by the tiger. And then he went further. He saw the bones of the tiger which are killed by Jambavan. Then he went further. He went into a gufa where Jambavati was playing with the jewel. Krishna asked that girl, please give me that jewel. So the daughter began to cry. Then Jambavan came. There was a fight. Jambavan understood Krishna is not different from Lord Rama. And eventually Jambavan gave that jewel to Krishna as well as his own daughter Jambavati also in marriage to Krishna. Then Krishna brought that jewel and gave it to Satrajit. And Satrajit felt sorry. And Satrajit gave that jewel to Krishna along with the jewel his own daughter Satyabhama to Krishna. So in that way, Lord Krishna got Srimati Radharani's expansion, Satyabhama, as his wife. As it was originally prayed by Vindhyachala mountain, as it was originally indicated by Brahma, that your daughters will marry, both will marry Krishna, marry with that person who will defeat Shiva. So Rukmini married Krishna, then Satyabhama also married Krishna. So who was an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So like that, there are so many pastimes are there. In any way, last 1 minute, I just want to already late. Today is Vinayak Chaturthi. Since childhood, we used to hear that anybody who sees the moon on the day of Vinayak Chaturthi, they will become criticized by the society, because it is said that when Ganesha appeared, he was very much fond of the modak. He was eating so much modak, so much modak, so much modak, and his abdomen became swollen. And moon, looking at him, smiled, laughed actually. So Ganeshji became angry, and Ganeshji cursed. I mean, Ganeshji or Parvati Devi, somebody cursed. Whoever sees you on this particular day, of course, at that time, the Ganeshji, because he laughed, Ganeshji became angry and his abdomen broke open. Parvati was alarmed. Hey, what is this? Because of moon, my son was about to die. So much happening. So she immediately cursed, revived her son and also cursed moon. Whoever sees you on this particular day of Vinayak Chaturthi will become infame, will be falsely rumored, etc. So we used to hear this like Lokatha. On Ganesh Chaturthi, somehow Lord Krishna saw the moon. Of course, we cannot attribute these things to Krishna, but since Lord Krishna is performing the pastime as a human among the humans, we can attribute like that. So he became criticized for the death of Satrajit, for the last of Samantakamani. But eventually, whatever it is, though it happened on Ganesh Chaturthi like that, but eventually Krishna got Javel, Jambavati, and Satyabhama. So it all for a good reason only. Even though one may get infamy, but it will all be for the good reason eventually. That's how we can also see the connection to Ganesh Chaturthi also today. So thank you. So it's too late. This is how we can see how Balarama, Krishna, Yogamaya, Mahamaya, Subhadra, and Rukmini, Radharani, Satyabhama, how they are all connected. There are many pastimes of Radharani also. You may hear in Radhashtami day, some other senior devotees and Maharaj. So thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you for staying all the while. Hope I did not confuse.
No,
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you very much for
Krishna
Very
Prabhuji, thank you so much. It was so graphic. It was so wonderful.
Hare
We
Krishna.
were like stuck
Thank
to
you so
one
much.
place.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna Prabhuji, very
Thank you.
necessary.
Thank you.
Nice
Hare
lecture.
Krishna.
And Prabhuji, I got initiated today. My name is
Oh.
Radha Kirti Devi Dasi.
Oh, congratulations. Great.
Radha
On this
Kirti.
very auspicious day. Yeah, Radha Kirti Devi Mataji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining today. So we'll stop here.
Wonderful things we could learn today.
Yeah.
Nice it is. So continue. We'll attend all Saturdays.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.